Welcome everybody back to the podcast. We got the Dudleys here. Starting with the one that nobody cares about, Spike Dudley.
Yo.
We got Bubba Ray Dudley. And of course, Devon Dudley. So, we recently watched an episode or a match from, what was it? No Mercy? No, what was it called? King of the Ring 98. We watched the co-main event with Undertaker and Mankind. Just to get it out of the way, a very popular match that everyone kind of knows about. And if they don't, they should watch it. Agreed?
They definitely should.
Starting out with just kind of overall thoughts. What did you think of the match, Panda?
It was brutal.
Brutal? Yeah, that's a great word. That's a great word to describe that match. What do you think?
Dude. Oh my god.
It's vicious. Every time you watch it, man,
I've seen it before, but oh my god, it's like watching it.
Dude, it just
Again,
gets worse. It just gets worse every time.
You notice little things. You're like, dude, that. Oh my god.
Never watched it before. I wasn't expecting everything to happen.
Do you want to watch it again?
Sure. why not?
Eventually we'll watch it again.
Maybe we
Anyway.
can spot all the Easter eggs.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll follow up on that and we'll watch more about it and then we'll rewatch it once we know more about it. All in all, we have our scorecards here for the match. Starting with presentation. Presentation, you want me to start?
Well, if you want.
Sure, I'll start. I scored it as presentation as an 8. I think the best part about the beginning of the match, or the entrances, let's say, is Mick Foley immediately climbing the cage. Threw a chair up there and climbed the cage. And just waited for Taker to come down the ring. Now, obviously, Taker is going to do what he's going to do. He's going to take 8 minutes to walk down the ramp. It's all good, you know. He almost got lit on fire. He was very close to those
He
fireworks.
was extremely close to that.
But hey, best way to start a match is climbing the cage. So I'll give that an 8. On to Spike.
I gave it a 9, actually. When I saw Mankind, I didn't really expect what he was going to do. I didn't expect him to be wearing regular-looking clothes. So he just came out of a shift in the office.
His regular 9 to
Just a
5.
regular 9 to 5. And then I was surprised when he started climbing the actual cage. I would have given that an 8 just for that alone. But I gave Undertaker a 10. Because of the tension and the build-up of just him walking in.
Nice.
So I just cut that in half, so gave it a 9 for total effect.
Nice.
He did almost get set on fire. He was unfazed.
He was very close. You're right. That first one was really close.
I thought he blew up. That was the end of the match. That's it.
Very good.
Alright. I scored this. It's probably like one of my lowest scores.
Fair.
Just because I scored it a 6. But now that I think back, I can probably give it maybe a 7. Because like Mick Foley's entrance, it was just like him walking out.
Yeah.
Look, okay.
He hobbled out.
Yeah, he hobbled out, did his thing.
I didn't even know it was him.
Exactly.
I thought it was maybe like his hype man or something.
Oh, like his henchman.
I
Oh,
guess.
that's him. Yeah, he just came out with
Nice.
tie, mask. Yeah, I think like it was more leaning towards like Undertaker being the Undertaker, coming out with all his stuff. Pyro, I was like, dude,
Yeah, Ministry Taker's no joke.
His costume, yeah.
Yeah.
I think my bet, the part I liked about it was like that angle they had on him with Mick Foley top and Taker standing there just staring at each other.
It was a good angle. You're right.
Good angle.
Very good angle. You're right.
So that's I gave that's what it's going to
Nice. Nice. So, on to competitors. We have our scorecards here. Just because of the legacy and how long it stood the test of time, I gave it a 10. Mick Foley is very synonymous with this match. Or Mankind. You know, everyone knows Mankind for getting tossed off the cage by Taker. It's just, there's no other way around it. So I gave it a 10.
In my case, I didn't really put a score there since I don't really know Mick Foley very well or Mankind. As such, I don't know if there would be any other competitor that would have been better in that match. I just enjoyed everything that happened there. So I was just along for the ride for this match.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
True mark.
True mark. I gave it an 8. I don't know, like
Good score.
yeah, it's a good score. I like Mick Foley. I wasn't like the biggest fan of Mankind when he did do that. But I liked everything else like that Mick Foley would do. And then of course Undertaker being Undertaker, like fucking duh. That's a
Yeah.
fucking legend.
Yep.
But yeah, like that way, like I do like who was in the match. So that was my score. 8 on that.
Definitely. And I mean, the only reason why I ranked it so high is just because, like I said, the legacy of this match. Like,
That too.
if you say Taker, Hell in the Cell, Mick Foley or Mankind's name comes up almost immediately. Like there's no other substitute for that.
It's extremely mean.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
dude.
Remember
It was
when
memed
Under-
before memed was a thing.
Yes. Remember when Undertaker threw Mankind from Hell in a Cell in 1998?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So on to work rate. It's kind of tough to rate just because, like I said, there wasn't a ton of crazy spots. Let's say. Well, I take that back. There wasn't a lot of like hand in hand spots where like a suplex or like a you know what I mean? Like it was kind of just like, hey, look at me, I got tossed off a cage. You know. All in all, I still rated it a 9, just because the fact that, like, if you know Mankind's work and Mick Foley's work and whoever else you want to categorize him as, that's just kind of what he's known for. He's known for those hellacious drops and just getting the shit beat out of him, really. So I had to mark that as a 9. I mean, you can't take nothing away from Taker either. Taker's just Taker. So. I feel like it's always going to be scored high in those instances. So
Yeah. I see what you mean. For me, I gave it a 10.
Ooh,
Actually.
10.
Yes.
A 10?
Just simply the fact that Mankind would go back into the match after hearing the crowd chanting Taker's name, and to go through all that all over again and then get dropped immediately through the cage.
wasn't planned,
And
by the way.
Yeah, apparently
That wasn't supposed to happen. That second one.
Getting his tooth, it went through his lip, just out of nowhere, like in his nose.
Truthfully, I don't know if it went through his lip or how it ended up in his nose, but it was in his
It
nose.
was in his nose. So just all of that just makes me feel like he worked a lot. So work rate, I give it a 10.
Yeah.
Just for him.
Okay, I like that. I like that answer.
Undertaker didn't really do a lot to be honest when it comes to the work in the match. I feel like it was all just Mankind, to be honest. So yep, I'd give it a 10.
Good job.
Yeah, I agree with this one. I gave it a 10, probably for the second half of the match, because the first half of the match was them stretchy and Mankind out.
You know, that's true. I might have to bump that up now. Because, like, he was supposed to be done. Like, that was supposed to be it. And then he
Got back
crawled off the fucking stretcher
climbed
and back up the cage.
and then he got choked out
fell again.
through the cage immediately. And then they
And then
checked on him again.
Got hit by the chair on his way down.
God.
That's how
It's like-
that happened.
Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Like,
But it worked out in the end. I
Yeah,
guess,
like-
for him.
It was actual hell for him at least.
Actual hell in the cell, you know.
That's- hey.
For him.
they got their money worth out of that.
Yeah, but it was more like the second half for me, because especially after both those falls,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna finish the match."
Yeah.
Oddly enough, too, it seemed believable too.
I hope it was. He was unconscious.
Well, no,
And then he
not
woke
that.
up. He woke
I
up.
mean after that, like when they were actually wrestling after his second fall, after he ended up
Yeah.
not being
Oh,
unconscious.
yeah.
They actually sold it well enough to seem believable that he was actually had some sort of behind all of his moves.
Fair.
It seems.
They pulled out the tax.
They
So
actually-
Yeah, he pulled out the back
God.
spot.
there was more to it. Yeah, there was more to it than just that. So, yeah, work rate. Work rate's
He got
good.
put on the
Yeah.
tracks twice.
Yeah, well, because especially like afterwards, after they
He
wrestled,
rolled.
Yeah.
wrestling in the
Yeah.
ring, they had a little bit more like spots there. Especially
Yeah.
like the Taker jumping out of the ring into the cage,
Jumping out of the ring. Oh, yeah, the tope
Yeah.
suicida.
into the cage.
At that point, I guess it was Taker who kind of did more of the work there.
Man,
A
that's
little
a,
bit.
that's a
Yeah.
big man to be running through the ropes like that.
That is big.
Yeah, because I mean they had like the medical call spot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking at Taker's and lose, you know.
And then Taker stood him up, piggybacked him, and dropped
the
him onto
tax.
the fucking tax. Oh!
And then
Yeah.
he rolled, and then he got
And they got choke shot
thrown
into the
again.
tax. Yeah.
Tax.
And then they ended it with a tombstone. Very good.
So yeah, that was that second half. So that's why I give that
That's fair. I'm bumping mine up to a 10 too based on those reasons.
one. There you go.
So it deserves it. On to Styles. So this one's kind of a weird category for this specific match. Only due to the reason. But feel free to chime in. You know.
Yeah.
But only due to the reason that they. I mean,
There wasn't too much interaction.
like what was the Styles like? A big man versus. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, it's good. It's good.
There wasn't a lot of interaction between either one of their styles.
Yeah,
From the
because-
very beginning of the match, it was like Mankind was basically gimped
basically, because his the first throw off.
Yeah,
That
immediately.
was
The
just
minute and a
immediately.
half into the match, he's off.
Yeah, he just
flying.
ate it immediately.
Yep.
But because that's just more of a Mick Foley style too, because he does more like hardcore matches, so it's
Yeah.
always spots with like weapons or like just
Getting hit.
getting hit or something. So like that's why. But I mean, like afterwards, like after all the big old like bombs where he fucking fell to the top of the Hell in the Cell, like I don't know. I think that was like that's a little bit more when they had interaction when they were wrestling in the ring. But
Yeah, you could tell they were definitely trying, but I mean, at that point, the damage was kind of done. He was already extremely hurt, so
Well,
he was limited to what he could do.
exactly. But he wanted to finish the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I commend him for that.
I gave it a 7.
You went 7?
Yeah.
I gave it a 6 just because it kind of confused me.
Yeah.
There really wasn't, I guess, a style between or like for either one of them. Obviously, like Taker has his own niche of like doing old school, and like I guess if you want to put that into his style,
His striking,
yeah, like
his uppercuts.
oh man, his uppercuts are nasty. I would never want to take one of those. Like a full blown like no bullshit. I would not want to take one of those. But yeah, I gave it a 6.
I actually gave it a 7 as well, just for the sole fact that we did see a few moves, a few interactions with their styles, but they were severely, I don't know, they were just severely toned down. Well, which was understandable.
Yes.
He was hurt.
I think it had to be, but
They told it too, but still, he was so hurt.
yeah, because I mean,
It was limited.
yeah, because you think about all the spots with
He's not gonna suplex the man.
yeah, but the thing is, he did power drive him on the chair,
Well, he did.
He
You're
got
right.
him on the chair, he DDT'd him, like it's all just old school Kevin. And
Yeah.
wrestling that he did.
So yeah, I think a 7 is fine. The match itself was amazing. It's just the fact that everything kind of went downhill after
The first 2 minutes.
the first 2 minutes for Mankind, at least.
The first 2 minutes, getting thrown off, stretch it out, and then come back, and then the following minute, where he fell through the cage.
Yeah, it was just like,
Like,
how many times do you think Mick Foley could fly during this match?
there's supposed to be one.
Yeah, it was supposed to be one, but he definitely flew twice. So good for him.
The look on Taker's face when the camera pans into him when he fell through the cage.
Yeah, that was no
Yeah, oh,
moment
God.
for Taker.
You could see some sort of emotion besides just anger.
Yeah, no, that was definitely no shit moment for Taker. Moving on to the next category.
Build.
So the build to the match we kind of didn't see. Something that we'll have to talk over with our scorecard editor here.
Our historians.
Our historian Jabrim. Whichever one has input to this, but the build of the match, we basically just watched it from start to finish. We watched the entrances to the end, them leaving, basically. There wasn't too much build up that we know about, so I ranked it dead in the middle. I went with 5.
I did too. I rated 5.
For me, just like competitors, I just went with the safe bet of just not even scoring it because I have no idea what the build is for this at all.
What the scorecard's for?
Well,
You're too.
I've done it before though.
He's got NAs on his shit.
Yeah, well, if I really did just have no
And
idea
it's
what
not
to
between
write,
1 and 10.
I just don't score it because I have no idea.
He's just making up his own rules.
Yeah.
Well,
We had some crazy.
the announcer said something about there being a feud, but I don't know what it is. And
You're the one,
we don't
there
have
you
our
go.
encyclopedia here.
Yeah, that's true. We're down 2 men
We're
today.
down to men, specifically our historian
Our
who
2
knows
and a half.
basically everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give that build a 5 because I had no clue what was happening.
A 5 as
The
well.
build up for it. It had to be
Yeah.
at least, so something had to
I
happen.
would say I'm sure there's a good build up to it. I don't want to take away from it by
Yeah.
giving it a 5, but I feel like a 5 is better than an NA. So
I feel like if I knew the build, I'd score it higher.
if I knew the build, I might score it lower. Who knows?
That's it.
So it's just one of those things.
And well, we'll just take my score out of 50 instead of 70.
Fair. On to story. So this is the story in the match itself. And I'll tell you what, this is probably the most roller coaster of emotions in a match that you could have. So I gave it a 10 because there was a lot of oh shit, what's gonna happen? It kind of, in my opinion, it opened the doors where it takes kayfabe away and it makes it real. Like this is really happening. This is no joke. Like this dude's hurt. This dude's not hurt. Whatever the case may be, it takes away the veil and puts down this is real. This is no joke. This is happening. So I gave it a 10 just because of all the oh shit moments that happened. So What do you think, Bonda?
For that one, I gave it an 8. And my reasoning for that is I was looking more for lore sort of things.
Sure.
Like what we saw with well, it's not a good thing to compare matches, but like what we saw with the Chris Benoit match,
Sure.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H,
Yeah.
where like you could see their dynamic and also the story unfolding of like why they were fighting. I didn't see a lot of that in this match, mainly because well, as stated many times, he was hurt. I didn't really see much of that going on, but I did enjoy what was going on in the match sufficiently.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's
But I gave it an 8.
That's good.
Yeah, I gave this a 7. Just because, like I said before, like the first half was just like, oh fuck, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like after he got back in the ring, after that second fall, like they started wrestling, they had like their little like story going on, like where Taker almost like there was a possibility of him losing.
Yeah. He almost tapped.
He,
Or no, he almost passed out.
Yeah, because they had Mandible Claw on him for so long.
Man.
and there were
So
the
there's that. I mean,
there were
yeah,
2 pins too.
He got busted
were
open.
pretty close.
yeah, I mean, he
True.
got busted open.
That too.
That leg drop with the chair.
Laid up the chair.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, a bunch of those spots. So I mean, it was back and forth for a good while until like the finish. But yeah, so I gave it 7 overall for that.
Surprisingly short match, but I feel like it had to be short.
Well, it had to be short after the first couple
Well,
minutes of it. Yeah,
It was short to begin with, but like the whole stretcher incident
yeah,
made it long.
made it longer. Yes.
Well, true.
But yeah, overall, it was a pretty short match. I mean, like, what they had planned was rather short, but what actually happened
Yeah,
kind of, elongated.
But was it for the best though? I feel like it was.
Definitely, yeah.
It's definitely for the best.
It's one of those things that, like, it was no shit that turned out to be good in the long run. I mean, in longevity speaking, it was good. Probably in the moment, it probably was terrible. Everyone was, like, probably scrambling, trying to figure out what the hell to do.
Seeing Taker choke slam, what's his name?
Mankind.
No.
Oh, Terry Funk.
Oh, Terry Funk, yeah.
I was gonna make that
Terry
up.
Funk had some spots, that's
He also
true.
had some spots. He lost his shoes.
Choke slam him on
And
his
his
shoe.
hat.
And it's yeah.
Dude, that was the best part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Seeing how all of those people kind of interacted with it too. There
Like,
was someone
the
there who
refs,
like ended up like brawling as soon as Taker like ended up getting down into the
Or
actual ring.
Hebner. And he
Yeah, Hebner.
booked it.
Yeah, he just brawled. The man looked afraid.
Yeah.
He was selling.
Yeah, Hebner took off because Hebner's like, this is crazy.
It's because he was selling merchandise.
Yeah, Yeah, he
Like
was.
something merch.
That's hilarious.
Next,
Next category, you still got it.
the outcome.
Outcome.
I give it
Yeah, so did I.
a yeah.
Just kidding. No, I didn't.
I give it an 8.
I gave it a 7. I don't remember why, but I'm going to make up a reason.
Go for it.
So I gave Outcome a 7 because I feel like what was planned wasn't supposed to happen, or what happened wasn't supposed to happen. And what was planned didn't, or how do I put it? What was planned happened, but to an extent. They had to, I'm sure a lot of that was improvised
yeah,
at a certain
the
point.
beginning of it was planned. The second fall wasn't, but the rest of the match was planned because they finished the match because that was what they wanted to do.
Yeah, true.
But
So, I don't know if I could give it a 10 just because, I mean, longevity and all that, like 10's other places for me, but
yeah,
and this one I feel like the outcome wasn't exactly what they planned. Well,
it was.
Taker was supposed to win.
Yes.
Taker was supposed to
But
win in that instance.
and what happened like throughout the match, it wasn't supposed to. Like the fall was weren't supposed to like be as gnarly, I guess. Especially the second one, not planned one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of probably what like I scored it low. I gave it an 8
Yeah.
because of like that. Because like the outcome like made sense because Taker being Taker,
Oh, of course, yeah.
but fucking like having Mick fucking fall through the top of the Hell in a Cell and like you could tell like that man they were checking on him the entire time because that man was not conscious.
Yeah, Terry Funk was there. I mean, Sergeant Slaughter or Commissioner Slaughter came
Vince was
down.
out there.
Vince came down. I mean, it was no joke.
Yeah.
They had the doctors there. They had like 3 different refs. Earl Hebner, probably the head ref at the time.
He was
I mean, it was serious for a sec. So
yeah, and I think that's like just something that like took away from it a little bit. But like, at that, like I said, that second half where like they started actually like, wrestling in the ring, and they were done falling off the top of the cage, it was good. I enjoyed it, and I felt like the outcome made sense. But I still give it an 8. It felt like without all that actually happening, like real they had to make sure he was okay, it probably would have been better. But it still worked out for him in the end. It's talked about to this day, crazy match.
Yeah, definitely. Would you rate it? Would you rate outcome?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I said 10.
You said 10?
You said
Yes.
Why?
The reason for that is I just like the ending of the match. I like the fact that they kept on going until the end.
You finished it.
Nice.
That's it.
It's a very straightforward answer. On
Yeah,
that.
no, that's present. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I
That's all I
guess
needed.
you guys are right. I mean, it wasn't planned, but I
Still
feel
in
like
there.
it was better because of that.
Okay.
Because-
That makes sense.
Not that I like watching the man take the fall off. that didn't look good at all. I didn't like.
Neither one of them
I
did,
didn't,
no.
I didn't like the way it looked.
We love
I
it.
thought
We loved it.
I thought he was complete. I thought he was dead.
The second one, yeah, it looked like.
The first one actually, I thought that too.
I thought the first one was like the safest he could fall, but he still like just really accelerated
How do you fall safely from like 16 or 20 feet in the air?
onto the table.
With the tooth in your nose.
No, that was out. That's the second.
But still, even the announcers, I just saw him like jump out of the way.
Yeah, that
was just
That's
like
the Spanish non-stable.
Jesus. Why is it always the Spanish announcer?
So the
I have to
keep
laugh.
going.
Yeah.
They do it every time. You understand?
Yeah, they do. The
God.
Spanish down table is never safe.
They're in the splash zone.
Yeah. So what did you guys give it total? I have 55 out of 7,
I have to math.
which I could give it to you if you want to. Here, calculate it.
Here you go.
I gave it 55 out of 70. Very very good score overall. The match was insane. There'll probably never be a match like it again. Honestly, just the caliber of these two wrestlers versus what actually happened. There'll never be a match like that again. Never. Ever.
Probably. I mean, yeah, like that. Like it's because after that that's when they started fortifying the hell, and so
Sure. Then Shane O'Mac comes in and jumps off it 40 times.
Yep, exactly. Total wise for me, you got a 51 out of 70.
Ooh, less than me.
Yeah.
51 out of 70.
So, well, I mean, you're not gonna score yours. I mean,
For me, it'd be around 44 out of 50. And if we went with the 70, it'd be about 60 out of 70.
Wow.
Be about the average there. So it seems like I scored it the highest.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, you were also, this is your first time watching it, so it's
Yeah.
fair that you scored at the highest. I mean, it's the awe factor, And that's what really draws people into wrestling these days.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It was just something else.
Crazy shit like that.
overall, it was a wrestling spectacle.
That's what you want to call it.
And it wasn't even the, main event.
No,
Oh,
which I was just about to say. It's like, how do you top that?
Yeah, Steve Austin and Kane comes out next, and they duke it out. So,
Do they top it though?
that's for you to find out, my friend.
Yeah, at some point.
You're good. That's for you to find out one day. Honestly, it was a slobber knocker.
It really was.
It was a very good match. I mean, all in all, we enjoyed it.
I did get to do a scorecard for Mankind as well.
Yeah, first time ever seeing Mankind.
Yeah, that was the first time. Presentation wise, I gave him an 8. It was just the fact that he didn't really do anything too flashy, but it was still enough to intrigue me that he was wearing just casual clothes with a tie. I wasn't expecting that at all. For in-ring ability, I gave him a 10. You gotta know your stuff to survive
Basically.
those kind of faults.
Yeah.
Just hands down, I'm pretty sure he's the one who has scored the highest so Far.
Nice.
I don't think I'd ever see anybody take those kind of faults and live.
Well, we gotta keep watching.
Well, I mean, is there anything that tops that?
Maybe Shane McMahon.
Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
We'll see. For in-ring versatility, I actually give him a 9 on that.
Okay.
Which, I mean, for the second half, he definitely seemed like he was very versatile in the way that he handled a lot of the moves.
Yeah, he's just a
Yeah,
knows
he
his way
was gimped.
ragdoll.
But he knows his way around.
Yeah. Spot language, I gave him a 9. You could really tell that he was insane. Immediately from the beginning, starts climbing the cage. I mean, the
With
man
a chair.
insane. Well, with a chair. He threw the chair up there.
Yeah.
Then he started
That was
climbing.
a good trial.
Moveset, I gave him a 7 because I didn't really see a lot of his moves, to be honest. I saw his finisher.
His finisher's
I think I
the
ever
most
seen,
important.
A wrestler stick his hand into someone's jaw.
Mandible claw.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for captivation, at least for me, I gave him a 10.
What about it?
For captivation, I gave him a 10. I am intrigued.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that you're just like, should I go talk to him?
It's kind of a weird.
Which
Should I go talk to him or should I just let him be?
which is kind of funny because I recall you saying that this was kind of the match that kind of brought respect towards him in a sense.
Yeah, definitely.
So I can see why. I wouldn't mind watching another match of this.
Yeah. We got to.
Yeah.
He definitely has a passion on the ring. You can tell.
I'd agree with that.
Otherwise, he wouldn't take those falls for the fans.
100%. Most of what he says or like what he does nowadays is always for the fans. That's what his biggest motivation was, is to do whatever he could to, please the audience and make sure everything was proper and, to the best of his ability. So
Yeah, he didn't even break character. The
never,
man kept on laughing.
never
Fight.
broke character. He's the man.
Fuck man.
He's mankind, apparently. I think that's all that I have on mind.
That's your scorecard?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Wonderful.
I did one for Undertaker, but we don't really need to see
Wouldn't
that.
that-
Yeah, Taker's Taker. Taker's all tens across.
I've seen a big Taker anyway before, so I just did that as an extra.
Taker's all tens across the board, so that's good. Well, I guess that'll do it for us today. We're missing two other people. We'd have a little bit longer of a cast today, but they're doing their own thing. Stay tuned. We'll see what how we interlock and switch up the game here. So
Is that McGoldrick reference?
subconsciously, yeah,
Consciously.
that's weird. I don't like that.
I like it.
Anyway,
Remember,
oh yeah,
that check bounces. So do you.
good night.